All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're exploring one of the most fascinating and, let's be real, totally overwhelming phases of human life, that crazy transition from late adolescence into early adulthood. To really make sense of the research we're looking at, we're going to use a specific lens. We're talking about a road trip. Because, growing up isn't just flipping a switch. It's a massive journey of growth.
Now, this quote perfectly captures that incredibly confusing feeling of being caught right in the middle of a massive life change. Researchers actually call this phase emerging adulthood. It's that distinct, kind of weird period where you look around and realize, okay, I'm definitely not a kid anymore, but I don't exactly feel like a fully established adult either. You're literally just in between. It can honestly feel a lot like being stuck in neutral on a super busy highway. So, to navigate this period successfully, you really have to understand a concept called interconnectedness. What does that actually mean for us? Well, think of it like the complex systems of a car. Your sense of self, the developmental tasks you're facing, and all those protective or risk factors in your environment, they're all completely interconnected. I mean, if the steering isn't connected to the wheels or the engine isn't getting fuel, you aren't going to get very far, right? All these different parts of your life absolutely must connect to form your overall sense of self.
And this brilliantly illustrates our core metaphor for today. Moving from late adolescence into early adulthood is exactly like moving from the passenger seat right into the driver's seat. Think about it. In late adolescence, someone else is usually navigating. They're managing the gas, hitting the brakes for you. But early adulthood, that's when you finally slide behind the wheel. The whole journey suddenly becomes your responsibility. Before we hit the gas, let's quickly check our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. Identity and the wheel. 2. Maintenance and brakes. 3. Navigating the social road. And finally, 4. Your journey of growth. All right, Section 1. Identity and the wheel. Who is driving? This transition actually breaks down into 4 distinct, key developmental tasks. You can think of these as the 4 essential components of your vehicle: establishing identity, achieving independence, physiological maintenance, and mastering emotional control. These 4 pillars serve as the absolute foundation for your brand new life as an adult. So let's take a look at each one. Task number 1 is psychosocial development. Basically, this means building a clear self-concept and establishing your identity. It's so much like customizing your own vehicle. It requires you to really step back and examine your sense of self so you can understand exactly how you fit into the larger social world. You're literally deciding what kind of car you are. Are you, a tough off-road vehicle built for rugged, unconventional paths? Or maybe a sleek commuter built for the fast lane? You are defining who you are. Now, once you know who you are, you've got to power the vehicle. That brings us to task number 2, achieving independence. To actually drive this car autonomously, to manage your daily life and your future, you need fuel. And 2 absolutely essential life skills serve as that fuel: self-determination and grit. These are what foster true independence. They're what allow you to actually move forward and make those big, autonomous decisions about your daily life and where you're headed. Moving right along to Section 2, maintenance and brakes, staying safe. Okay, so task number 3 is physiological maintenance. Transitioning to adulthood means taking personal responsibility for your health, which means establishing and maintaining healthy habits. Honestly, it is exactly like routine car maintenance. I mean, you wouldn't expect a car to run for 100,000 miles without putting the right fuel in the tank or getting regular oil changes, right? Well, the exact same goes for your body in early adulthood. You are now officially the head mechanic of your own life. But let me ask you to think about this for a second. What happens when you hit a pothole on this journey? Because let me promise you, the road will definitely not be perfectly paved. When the brand new responsibilities of adulthood inevitably cause unexpected stress, how good are your shock absorbers? Really, what stops you from crashing? Well, that brings us to our 4th task, mastering emotional control through a critical skill called self-regulation. Practicing self-regulation acts as your vehicle's braking system and suspension. It is absolutely vital for managing the stressors that come with all these new adult responsibilities. When you feel overwhelmed, self-regulation is what allows you to just tap the brakes, slow down, assess the situation, and keep yourself safe when the road gets incredibly bumpy. Let's shift gears and look at Section 3, navigating the social road, sharing the highway. You see, achieving social competence is a major goal of emerging adulthood. Essentially, it means learning the rules for sharing the highway. You do this by valuing interpersonal effectiveness and actively engaging in collaborative work. It's all about looking in your rearview mirror, reflecting on your personal experiences, so you can apply those learned skills to your rapidly changing social roles. Remember, you aren't the only car on the road. Learning to merge, yield, and travel alongside others smoothly, that is exactly what social competence is all about.
And finally, Section 4, your journey of growth. Ultimate destination. Now, mapping this journey isn't just about marking time. Emerging adulthood, it is not a waiting room where you just sit around waiting to magically grow up. Actually, it is a highly active process. By mastering your identity, your independence, physiological health, emotional regulation, and social competence, you're not just waiting. You are actively building the absolute competencies required for a highly successful adult life. Which means you are the architect of this transition. So I want to leave you with this provocative question based on everything we've explored today. Are you just sitting in the passenger seat, marking time and letting life drive you? Or are you firmly in the driver's seat, hand on the wheel, actively building the skills to navigate your future? Where is your newly built vehicle heading next? Take control of the wheel, and hey, I hope this explainer helps you enjoy the journey.